Look who is back again. DrAnimwaa is back again. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Welcome back to DrAnimwaa's YouTube channel. I hope you are doing well. How are you doing? Listen, I know. So go get your snacks, go get your drinks, go get your popcorn. We have a lot to talk about. We do have a lot to talk about. I just left without a message. So you go grab your snacks, come back and let's talk. Hi, welcome back. So I hope you are doing well. I hope 2024 was good to you. Even if 2024 wasn't the best year, wasn't your best year, wasn't great to you, that is okay. You still have life. If you have life, you have everything you need, because it's with life that you can get the more money, the promotion, the children, whatever it is that you're looking for. You need to be alive, healthy, and so I'm glad you're doing well. Happy New Year 2025 for me personally. Having a positive mindset. That's how I'm entering 2025. Anyway, I just felt like it wasn't prudent for me to come back and just start uploading videos without sitting down and sort of talking about why I left abruptly. I think there was one day I was just sitting here. I had finished recording a video. I had got a message on LinkedIn about someone saying how they can show up for interviews, get a job. So finished recording, and then I sat down. I was going to edit it, put it up. I think I had done about 4 videos that day, one around my birthday and all. So it's been a while. And then I said, I can't do this anymore. I am tired. I am stressed. Because the pressure was on me. It was a Friday. I had a day off and I was recording videos. I was doing so many things. I was so overwhelmed and I had to edit it. So I sat here and said, I'm not doing this again. I don't know when, but I can't. And that was how the break happened. But I'll go into a bit more details on really what brought me to that point where I sat in this chair, finished recording, looked at the video that I was going to edit and say no. First things first, 2024, I don't know, it was a bit of, it was okay, it was good I'm alive. But I don't know, it was there's a French word that my child uses to say it wasn't bad and it wasn't all that good, but it was okay. So the beginning of 2024, the first thing that happened, I got a promotion. Thank you, Jesus. I prayed for this promotion. I prayed into it. I worked hard for it and I got it. So first job I started, first day going back into the new year from 2023, I started in a leadership role. See, if you've been an individual contributor and you've been a leader, you realize there was a very big difference. And so it wasn't easy for me. I was overwhelmed. I was stressed. It was so much work getting used to the mindset, shifting your mindset from an individual contributor to being a leader on a new team that already had people there, building those relationships. If you work in corporate America, corporate Canada, you know, building relationships, soft skills are essential. So it was a lot of work. And then I was put on a big project which is still ongoing, and I had to make a mark. So that sort of took much of my time. And although my work is not physical, it's very mentally draining, because people are tapping into you. People are asking, what do you think? You are developing things, you are tapping into your brain, you are coming up with ideas. And so by the time I'm done with work, I'm tired. And my husband will literally look at me and say, oh my goodness, I will just finish work, sit in the chair and sleep off. So it had a bit of a toll on me. It was quite stressful. But now, God being so good, I've been in the role for it's been a year. It's actually been a year. I've not even thought about that, but it's been a year, because I know my leader used to do a countdown for me. You'll be here for 1 month, you'll be here for 2 months, and actually been a year. Oh my goodness, it's been a year. and I'm there. So I think things have I've gotten used to the flow, how things work, and I've gotten into it. So that was very, very, very stressful. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. It was a lot. It took a lot for me. I was happy. I was excited. Of course, the promotion. Of course, it's something I spoke to God about, and He gave it to me. So that took a lot of, as compared to the previous year when I was in a different role. And so although it was busy, I had a bit of time to do so many things. With the work also came with a lot of traveling. Last year I did a lot of traveling, personal traveling, as well as traveling for work. The person that I was traveling with, I traveled with a work colleague, wanted me to drive, and so we're doing a lot of driving through Alberta. Alberta is beautiful. If you ever get a chance to visit Alberta, go around and see Alberta. Alberta is beautiful. If you live in Alberta and you've not had a chance to travel, please do so. So it was stressful. There was a lot of traveling in my own personal life. I wanted to see the world as well. So I was traveling. I traveled to the US. I had videos of that. My husband and I also did some personal traveling. So that also took a lot of time as compared to the previous year that I wasn't doing a lot of traveling. That took a lot for me as well. So I was overwhelmed, I was tired. I'll come back home, my family haven't seen me, and then I have to bond with them, but there's still work to do. And it's just not my 9-to-5 work that I do. For those that have seen my video around me multitasking and the many things, I have a non-for-profit that I'm the executive director president. I also have my own consulting that I do, and I have my 9-to-5. I have a family. I have a blog that I write on. So there was a lot of competing priorities asking for my attention, and so the traveling bit tired. And I think I did bulk of that at the end of the year as well, around the time where I just said, I can't do this. I need to pause things. I need to pause some things so I can take very good care of myself. See, apart from everything that I've said, I also went back to school. I went back to school. I did a professional course. Someone will say, DrAnimwaa, you have a PhD. Why do you need to go back to school? I know the people that said it. I know someone that said, really? Why did you go back to school? There is a reason why there was funding for that. I won't say free money, but someone essentially gave me money to go back to school. And so I decided to take that opportunity because there was a time frame to that. So coupled with being in a new role, being a leader, and being put on a new project, the deliverables I have to do, traveling, I was in school as well. And how many courses did I do? Top of my head, I don't remember. But I think I did around 12 or more. Yeah, I think I did more than 10 courses. I had to put time to it. There were times that things were due. There were group works that I had to be part of. And sometimes I was taking 3-4 courses at the same time. And then things were almost due around the same time. Yeah. So I felt like I needed, not that it's mandatory, but because I've built a community of some sort of beautiful twine, and I got one more subscriber when I was away. Thank you, whoever you are. Welcome. And so I thought I would come back and sort of explain. So that's all those things coupled with every other thing that I was doing. I was still a mother. I was still a wife. My not-for-profit was still there. DrAnimwaa consulting was still there. I did some work on that. Everything else did not change, but new things were added upon it. So I was stressed. I was being stretched so thin. I did not have time for family. I did not have time for friends. I did not have time for many things. All that I wanted to do when I was done with work was just sit down, and sometimes I don't want to talk to anyone. And so I probably go on Facebook. That was one of the ways I was letting stress out. And then I started sharing memes. If I find something funny, I will share it. and I would just watch what others were doing. That was my only escape. I did not come on YouTube because I just couldn't. So it was, one of my outlets was Facebook. So a lot of you that have followed me, joined me, are friends up with me on Facebook, you probably would have seen me more on Facebook. And I was posting more on Facebook. The reason why I was posting more on Facebook was because Facebook, just like YouTube, you can actually schedule your post. So sometimes I would schedule my post, and whilst I was traveling, my post would be going up. And then whenever I had a break, sometimes when I was buying gas or I was doing something, I had a small break, I'll come back and engage with the people on there. So people thought I was actually there, but I had scheduled, or it's easy, scheduling posts on Facebook is quite easier than actually sitting down and recording videos and putting them on YouTube. So I was stressed, did not have time for family. I remember there was a time my mom called my husband and said, please tell your wife to call me. Because I could not. I would tell people, I'll tell them, I'll call you back, I'll get back to you. I had so many emails, so many WhatsApp. I was so overwhelmed, I was so busy. I just couldn't get time for family. My sisters were trying to get a hold of me, they couldn't. It was overwhelming. Then I got sick. I fell sick. I'm not going to go deep bad. There was one day I was walking around and I nearly fainted. And my child was there looking at me and saying, mommy, mommy. And the panic on their face and what I went through, it felt like my spiritual being was leaving my physical body. I don't know if anyone has felt that before, where you feel like there's a separation happening and then your being is there and it can see. And in my head, I'm thinking, is that how people die? I think it was that point where I was still struggling to put things out there. Then I remembered that and I said, I have to pause things. And so finally when I finished videoing, I sat here and I said, what are some of the things that I should pause? YouTube was one of the things that I was going to pause. Anyone that does YouTube knows that YouTube is a lot of work. You will sit down, you will record, you will edit, then you have to post, you have to engage, you have to do your what is it called? I've forgotten. Is it tampering? The thing that you put so that people would engage with you. And I had put in a lot of work in my YouTube. And I had also realized that I was hoping that I'll build a community, but I had not built the community that I was hoping to build out. I've not built the more people, that sort of family with more subscribers yet. But that was also taking bulk of my time. I paused my blogging, I paused my consulting as well. I had to tell people that would come and say, I'm not able to take your work at this time. I had to slowly put myself at the forefront and take care of me. So that is why I took a long break. I thought, oh, it's going to be 1 month. Oh, it's going to be 2 months. Oh, it's going to be 3 months. And then at a point I said, you have to actually also sit down and really think about your YouTube channel. At a point I thought, okay, is this even worth it? I have put out a lot of work in this. I'm not growing. Maybe there's some techniques that I'm not following. Maybe people just don't like it. It could be. So I had to think about it. And at a point I was between, maybe I'm going to pause YouTube, put a pause to it forever, and then just move on with my life. And then I'll go out and I'll meet people. They're like, oh, what happened to your YouTube channel? You haven't posted in a while. I'm like, oh, you watch? Yes, I watch. I don't comment, but I watch. Oh, what happened? I'll be talking to someone like, you haven't posted in a while. Oh, you haven't posted in a while. People send me message. Thank you to everyone that checked on me during that period that I was off. And then I reflected and I said there was a reason why I came to YouTube. It wasn't for the followership. I mean, it encourages you, it motivates you, it takes the word further. And that's why we say share. But if I remember, let me take some water. If I remember, that's why I said get your drinks and get your popcorn, because I have my water here. The reason why I started the YouTube, I've always wanted to start YouTube, was really to talk to my young ladies, my queens, my beautiful young ladies about relationship. Because as a big sister and mentor, I had a lot of people come to me and talk to me about their relationship. And I'll sit down and say, why would you do that? I realized that a lot of our queens did not have self-esteem. I realized that a lot of our queens were settling. I realized that a lot of our queens were engaging with toxic, being in toxic relationship and couldn't even see it before going into the marriages and things. So it was very relationship. I was really focused on relationship when I always wanted to join YouTube. But then I also felt like, oh, I can talk about this, or I can talk about work. I mean, God has been good to me in corporate Canada, so I can talk about that. I have a PhD, I can talk about schooling. I have this, and that's why I started with this and that. So I was going to talk about bits and pieces of everything. But as I sat down and reflected, I think I asked myself, DrAnimwaa, really, what do you want people to know you for? And what is that motivation? Because that motivation will keep you. Why did you even start YouTube in the first place? If it's for the fame, then you're not getting it, so you might as well leave. But it wasn't for that. It was to talk to my queens. It was to talk to them about building themselves up. That could be, there could be some functions of work in there. There could be some functions of some other things in there. Stick to that. People know you for your unpopular opinion. Your friends know you for your popular. Some of my friends have actually been bold enough to tell me, we don't know how you have the kind of marriage you have because of how you have unpopular opinions. Like back in secondary, back in the university, we were thinking, who's going to settle down with you because of all the unpopular opinions that you have? So that is the meat. That is why I wanted to be here and to talk to my queens. And so that's why you probably would see now that I've changed my name to Dr. DrAnimwaa, and I've taken a bit of the this and that out. One, because it's too long, and two, because I want to probably find a niche. I want to talk about relationship because that is the motivation. That's why I came here in the first place. And hone it down. I want to still talk about my own popular opinions, still embedded in relationship. If I'm going to talk about faith, still embedded in relationship. If I'm going to talk about corporate, still embedded in relationships. There could be, but I want people here need to know me for something. What do we go to DrAnimwaa for? What do we go to DrAnimwaa for? What do we go to Dr. DrAnimwaa's page for? Know me for that. And then every other thing, when I travel, I don't think I do travel content. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't have anything, let me just video. But I want to keep that aspect of my life to myself. I don't think I'm going to do a day in my life. I'm going to do more sit down, sit in my car. So in the new year, in 2025, I expect to see a lot more sit down with me. I expect to see a lot more detailed relationship talk. I did get a lot of people coming to me with their relationship questions, but I could not film because I wasn't filming. And so sometimes I would send them a long message. I would send them a voicemail whenever I got a chance, and I say this, and I will send it out to them. And I've had people reach out to me and say, I have relationship I used to do, so I'm going to focus on that. I'm also going to do a lot more shorts, and so probably short videos about things that I'll talk about on unpopular opinions, and I'll put them on YouTube, I'll put them on Facebook, and then whenever I get the opportunity, I'll do a lot of sit down and I'll actually go through. So maybe in a week I'll post, but it will also be a short that I'm posting. Someone will ask me something and I will be a 1 minute quick. So in the new year, expect to see more relationship focused, expect to see more shorts from me. I think for me personally, it's going to help me so that I can be consistent. I was thinking I was going to take my time, but consistency is key as well. And so if I do short things, it's easy to edit, it's easy to put things out, and that will really, really help me. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Dr. DrAnimwaa Akrofi. I do have a PhD. I talk about relationships and I go in depth. And so if you have any questions and you have you want my very unpopular opinion about that, of course, look for me DrAnimwaa Akrofi on Facebook and send me a DM there and I will support you. But thank you so much. I did actually not lose subscribers. The time that I was gone, I actually gained one. Welcome to the family. I'm really hoping that we can build a queendom, a sister dom, where we encourage each other. We are building ourselves. We are building because you have to have a relationship with yourself. So when I say relationship with yourselves as well, build yourself, have a relationship with yourself, so you can actually have relationships with other people. So thank you very much. And until next time, know that you are worthy. You matter. You are valuable. See, this year, our mind focus on the positives. Nothing lasts forever and everything will make sense. Please take good care of yourself. Pause things if you have to. People will still be around. They will still be here. Take care of yourself. Bye.